Yes, Lord, peace and blessings, and it's a blessing to have peace. What up, angels and saints? It's your boy with the bandana color Salvation Gaming here for a quick video, a review of the Michael movie. Me and wifey Nastasia went just got back not too long ago to go see Michael. It was just a spontaneous decision. I didn't even know it was out yet. That's how crazy, that's how spontaneous it was. We went out, had some breakfast and all that. So we're gonna do a quick review, just giving you my rating of the movie. Me and Nastasia liked it. It was cool for what it was. So this is my first time ever reviewing a movie. I never really cared for reviewing movies, and it's gonna be a little bit of a spoiler, a little bit. If y'all don't want spoilers, then click off. But everybody knows it. I feel like everybody knows Michael's story to an extent. Like casual fans or even big fans know the story, so it's not really spoilers, but I'll try to keep it vague as much as I can. The movie was good. It was real good, well put together. I didn't know what to expect, but for what they put out as far as the product, it was wonderful. The acting quality was good. The film cinematic look was good. Everything was good. It kind of took me back to that era of seeing how Michael came to stardom and all that. But the pacing was pretty good. In the beginning, it was kind of like quick. It kind of reminded me of the All Eyes on Me biopic, the Tupac biopic. I'm not saying it's like All Eyes on Me. I'm saying as far as the pacing of timelines and certain points where they trying to showcase Michael's life. It starts out already where they were the Jackson, or becoming the Jackson 5. They were already practicing in group and learning dances and stuff. So in the beginning, it's like starts off 1969, and then like you stay 5 minutes within that era or that year, and then they jump to another year, like the next year or 2 years ahead. It'd be like 1971, and then 5 minutes within that scene, and then you jump to 1972. So it was just like that, and it's the same thing with the biopic with Tupac. It jumped in the beginning. It was like so many jump cuts to different eras. It's like you couldn't keep up with storytelling. But as far as this movie, they did the best that they could, because really you don't need to really show too much of the Jackson era because it's really about Michael. So it was like a montage within like 10-15 minutes within the movie. You're gonna get like a montage real quick of them just coming into stardom and getting signed and all that. That was pretty good as far as trying to get to the premise of Michael growing up and trying to learn how to adjust to being a superstar compared to really just wanting to be a kid. And they really showcased that, of how much Michael wanted to be a kid, how much he didn't have the time or really enjoy being a kid at that age, starting off so young. So they showed that pretty well to me. The one thing I just they didn't do well, I felt like they should have did a little bit more backstory as far as more of the family, of how they gelled together, or how different Michael was from his family, or just certain individuals, that relationships that they had. Because a lot of people, I heard, even Stasha told me today, a lot of people was talking about, people was mad that Janet wasn't really included in the movie, or they don't show her at all, or even like she's not even part of the family. Based off what I saw in the credits, I mean, like half the Jacksons were kind of like executive producers and all that, so maybe she didn't want her input into it. So, but they showed LaToya in there. They showed her quite a bit throughout the movie. Far as Jafar Jackson, when they got to the part where Michael was older, Jafar Jackson did phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. Like it was times where it sucked you in, where you thought, you really felt like he was Michael. Now his voice, I don't know if that was actually Jafar's voice or they used AI or somebody that sounded like Michael, but Jafar did his thing. Like I would say that 9 out of 10. Like, you would really felt like he was Michael. He portrayed Michael, and I was very surprised. Very surprised. His mannerisms, the hair, the clothes, how he acted. Like, it was just phenomenal. 9 out of 10. The dancing was phenomenal. He pulled it all as far as the dancing. It really didn't have too much of a premise, like a negative premise. It almost seemed like it was almost like a PG movie. It's PG-13, but it don't seem like it was like anything that was too negative in it. It really gave a backstory of Michael trying to overcome the fear of his father, his strained relationship with his father, and trying to become his own man and being controlled by his father. That's really what this movie was really about, if you're looking for some conflict. Other than that, it's really just like almost montage of all his good moments. There's really nothing too negative about the premise of the movie, other than his toxic relationship with his father. All the other acting, everybody did good. Coleman Domingo, that played Joe Jackson, did look just like Joe. He did a wonderful job. They sped past of how he became the person he was. It kind of, like I said, it jumps you right into them becoming the Jacksons, and Joe really taking them town to town to perform, get gigs and stuff. It's only like 1 or 2 scenes where you see Joe actually beat Michael. You don't see him beat any of the other brothers. If you grew up watching American Dream, you see Joe interacting with all the kids, beating them. They show how he became like that hard exterior father because of coming home doing 9 to 5 from the steel mill and stuff. So it's really like a small glimpse of like how he was with the kids. It wasn't showing how hard he was, or his backstory of why he was the way he was. To me, and that's just my opinion. It just seemed like he just talked to him, he'll be hard for a little bit and then go back to being casual, laid back, and he wasn't as stern, but he did a real good job. Coleman did a real good job playing Joe. He's not as villainized as they made Joe look in American Dream. So, and that's just my opinion. There's a lot of things that they didn't touch on, and I feel like a lot of cuts and scenes were cut and left on the cutting room floor. Like I said, it kind of moves fast through his Jackson years to him becoming solo, and they didn't really show too much of his Motown era either. Lorenz Tate played Barry Gordy, and I felt like he did a good Barry Gordy, but he was only in there for like a good 5 to 7 minutes. He was in there for a good 5 to 7 minutes, and they tried to squeeze in how Barry Gordy and Michael started becoming a bond during a studio session. He was teaching Michael the soundboard, different things to listen to, what certain functions were, and then you can see that bond just a little bit, but that's about it. After that, you don't really see Lorenz Tate in the movie after that anymore, because after that, Joe comes in and you can see he gets slightly jealous of how Barry Gordy interacts, and then after that, you see probably that's it. You won't see Barry Gordy later into the movie until they do like Motown 25, and that's pretty much it. So it's like they was trying to throw in bits and pieces of situations or relationships that Michael had, but it's not like they really building it up. Right after that, they automatically transition into Michael and getting his first record done, like trying to do Off the Wall. And that's when Jafar comes in, and you can start seeing him wanting to pull away from Joe and all that. But also to go back to that small bit of the Motown era, they really didn't show like Diana Ross like I thought they would. I don't think she was even in the movie. The person that was, it says the Cat Graham, the actress Cat Graham was supposed to play Diana Ross. I did not see her in the movie at all, even performing. Maybe I missed it, or maybe she was in like behind the scenes in the background or something and I just didn't see it, but they did not talk about Diana Ross and her relationship with Michael at all. So that's why I feel like if the movie come out, so many scenes they probably cut out, and I did not see her in the cast at all, which is crazy because Diana Ross and Michael, especially in the beginning stages, were like this. So that's one thing I felt like they could have squeezed in for, you know, just a little bit. If they was going to bring in little tidbits like Barry Gordy or such and such, or then they should have been able to have a little bit of time to squeeze in Diana Ross or some scenes. After Off the Wall, they had CGI Bubbles come in. I like that. Stasha definitely liked that. It showed more of his relationship with Bubbles. You'll see more scenes of him being more interactive with animals and also fans. It showed backstories of how much he loved his fans, how much he loved charity. You see him going to the hospital, looking after, like talking to cancer patients or anyone that's been sick. He would go give them gifts, talk to them. He really started to, they wanted to show that child side of him and how innocent he was, how much fun he wanted to have, and how much his mind was like, not stuck in a child's mind, but also how much he craved to, you know, be a child and have fun, but also get his freedom of being creative instead of being under Joe. So, but all in all, once even during the thriller era, it was pretty good. It was real good. So it was real nice. I enjoyed it. And even after the end of the movie, I think they're gonna do a part 2, because at the end of the movie they hinted something, but like his story continues. So, but all in all, it was a great movie. I would give it, as far as all the acting, performances, I would give it probably 8 out of 10. If you're a casual Michael fan, go ahead and check it out. You enjoy it. It's a good movie to watch, to, you know, go back, listen to the music, see, you know, small things that Michael went through. It wasn't too much they showed, and I think they was really trying to be cautious and careful with what they wanted to show. But all in all, it's a great movie if you just want to go through and, you know, relive moments, you know, listen to the music. Great performance. Like I said, Jafar Jackson did his thing. Same with Coleman Domingo, excuse me. He did wonderful. Joe Jackson. Nina Long did wonderful as the mother. Lorenz Tate. Everybody did a wonderful job. Miles Teller, he did a wonderful. John Brockler, he did good. So all in all, go check out the movie. I give it an 8 out of 10. Also the day before, besides that, me and Stasha went out to go see Christian Jones, the social media comedian. Wonderful guy. Met him in person. We went to go support him out in Baltimore to go see a show. Man, it's hilarious. Matter of fact, we actually got some merch. So see how, see? Yeah, so Homeboy's a good dude, man. He was real funny. We enjoyed ourselves. We took a pic with him. So it was, all in all, this weekend was fun. 8 out of 10 for the movie, for Michael the movie. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do for the second part. That probably will come out in the next 2 or 3 years if they not gonna release it too soon. But also same with Christian Johnson's performance. 10 out of 10, hilarious. We enjoyed all the performances. That's about it. So remember, keep your mind on God, God on your mind with your hand on the Bible. Head to the sky. And I love you. Hit the like button, share, do all that. Have a blessed day. Peace. Peace.
Yeah, moving with the bad boys. Getting jiggy, yeah. Yo, am I making all the right moves?